Today, as part of our Discover Black Heritage Initiative, we're learning about the Afro-Indigenous group Garifunas. The Garifunas are descendants of indigenous people of the Caribbean and West Africa.
Now, by refusing to submit to slavery, they managed to preserve their African roots and their native heritage. Dunia Elvir from our sister station Telemundo 52 has more on their mission to reclaim their culture and their identity.
In the fabric of the daily life, the Garifunas move like shadows. They're hidden in plain sight. Their dances, cultural practices, traditions, language, and deep-rooted sense of pride as descendants of African royalty are all woven into the essence of who they are.
I want you all to know that you are royalty. We are a strong people that were never enslaved.
Cynthia Lewis is the tour guide of the Garifuna Museum in Los Angeles, Gamola. It's the first and only Garifuna museum in the United States.
You could feel your own heritage when you start learning the words, Nugashu, Nugashi, you know. If you get your heritage back through your language, you are able to communicate with others like no other.
Cheryl Morales is the founder of the Garifuna American Heritage Foundation, and we found her at UCLA teaching students about the Garifunas and their history.
I bring a little bit of my ancestors every time I do this presentation because it's important to me. Learning about it, teaching about it is important. It's part of, this American continent.
Cheryl and Cynthia, with dozens of volunteers, are dedicated to reviving the Garifuna culture.
A lot of people see the dark skin and they just assume African American. It's a problem because people don't relate to me as a Garifuna person.
People have told me not to identify as Garifuna. Just say Afro-Latina. It's easier. Just say Black. And it's a lot for people to process that not every Black person that arrived to America, to this country, to this continent, arrived here through slavery.
A lot of people believe that time will make their history disappear. So let's rewind all the way back to the years 1310 and 1311. Yes, long before Christopher Columbus set foot in America. According to the ancient oral history of the Garifuna people, King Mansa Abubakar II arrived on the shores of St. Vincent Island in the Caribbean with hundreds of boats filled with men and supplies.
The African explorers came and they, formed a union with the indigenous women, and they formed us, gave birth to the Garifuna peoples.
Cheryl believed her ancestors are the driving force behind her spirit and heart, motivating her to keep a warrior's soul.
I bring my spirit, I bring my heart, and I believe Garifuna history, learning about it, teaching about it is important. It's part of American history. We are indigenous to this continent.
And part of this history is the dance of the Wanagara men.
Really, when I was, we celebrate when I was the 4th, January 4th, Christmas Day, because we was not slave.
The Wanagaras utilized this dance as a defense strategy against the European forces. They fought against the British, Spanish, Dutch, and French for more than 150 years.
They tried to starve us out in St. Vincent, and there was like 5,000. The reason why they had to get us off that island, because whoever owned the island did not want genocide related in their family on their property. So that's why the British took us off the island.
And in 1797, they were exiled to the island of Roatan in Honduras.
We have 72 villages. So Honduras is in a survival mode because of the attacks and the killings. And right now, today, Belize is the one holding up our culture.
It is estimated that more than 300,000 Garifunas live in Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, Nicaragua, and St. Vincent. and another 300,000 in the United States.
That's being a Garifuna. Garifuna nugia pantantina lao. I'm Garifuna and I'm proud.
And Los Angeles boasts the second largest Garifuna community in the United States, with nearly 100,000 Garifunas making LA their home.
Still ahead at 5, Mayor Karen Bass